As time went on, Sarah began struggling to take care of her daughters. Life wasn't easy, but she never gave up. Sarah faced many challenges as she worked tirelessly to provide for her daughters. She hawked goods on the streets, sometimes she sold cooked food to passers-by, and sometimes she did cleaning jobs in people's homes to make ends meet. There were days when Sarah barely slept, but her love for her girls kept her going. She endured the scorching sun and heavy rain, walking miles to sell her goods. Despite all the physical exhaustion, Sarah always put her daughters' needs first. Her daughters saw the sacrifices their mother made for them, and they vowed never to let her down. Sarah had no one to turn to for help, but she was determined never to give up. She worked hard to ensure that her daughters had an education, often sacrificing her own comfort to send them to school. The pressure was too much, but Sarah believed in her daughters' potential. She wanted them to have opportunities she never had. Sometimes, when her small business couldn't bring in enough money, she would take loans from kind-hearted neighbors or buy food on credit from the market. Her struggle was constant, but her heart remained strong. During the hardest times, Sarah found a source of support from George, one of Martin's old friends. Although George knew that Martin had long abandoned Sarah for Judy, he still cared for Sarah's well-being. George would often help Sarah with small amounts of money, and Sarah appreciated his kindness, and this gave her hope in a life full of hardship. 20 years later, Sarah looked at her daughters with pride. All the sacrifices she had made, the hard work and struggles, had paid off. Each of her daughters had grown up to be strong, successful, and independent women. Ada, the eldest, is a proud owner and head chef of the town's most sought-after restaurant, Taste of Heaven. Ada's passion for cooking had elevated the dining experience to new heights. Her restaurant, a masterpiece of elegance and warmth, boasted an extensive menu that showcased the perfect blend of traditional flavors and modern twists. With a team of skilled chefs and attentive staff, Ada ensured that every guest left with a full belly, a wide smile, and an unforgettable memory. As the restaurant's reputation continued to soar, Ada remained committed to using only the freshest ingredients, supporting local suppliers, and fostering a culture of excellence that had earned Taste of Heaven a loyal following and numerous accolades. Amara, the second daughter, had moved abroad and built a life for herself and her family. She had achieved great success in her career and had become a well-known figure, admired for her hard work and determination. Chica, the third daughter, had become a doctor. She was highly respected for her skill in medicine, saving lives, and making a name for herself in the medical field. Ifeoma, the fourth daughter, worked in a big oil company. She had started in a small position and worked her way up to become an executive, gaining respect in her company and the industry. Nkechi, the fifth daughter, had become a successful businesswoman. She built her own company from scratch and became known for her smart business decisions and strong leadership. The youngest, Ebele, had turned her love for music into a career. She was now a famous music star, loved by millions for her talent and powerful voice. Sarah couldn't believe how far her daughters had come. Despite the hardships, each of them had achieved more than she could have imagined. Sarah was proud and felt that all her struggles had been worth it. Her daughters had become not only successful, but also kind and caring, proving that love and hard work could overcome any challenge. Though life had been difficult, her daughters had blossomed into extraordinary women, each one a testament to her sacrifices and dedication. Sarah felt proud and fulfilled, knowing that her children had become strong, independent women despite the pain she had endured. Her sacrifices had been worth it. Meanwhile, Martin's life was falling apart. His son Marcus, the boy he had always longed for, became ill. The doctors diagnosed him with a rare condition, and it was clear that he needed a blood transfusion to survive. Martin rushed to the hospital, worried for his son's life. During the blood transfusion process, intended to address Marcus's critical health issue, the doctor made a startling discovery. As he examined the blood test results, he noticed something unusual. "Martin, I need to discuss something with you," the doctor said, his expression serious. The blood work shows that Marcus's blood type and genetic markers are not compatible with yours. In fact, there's no indication of a familial relationship between the two of you. Martin's eyes widened in shock as the doctor continued. The test results suggest that Marcus is not your biological son. The doctor's words hung in the air, leaving Martin reeling from the unexpected revelation. In pain, Martin confronted Judy, demanding the truth. Judy admitted that Marcus was not his son, and it was Fred who had helped her conceive Marcus. Martin was shocked by the truth. His desperation for a son had led him into a marriage built on lies. Judy's betrayal hit him hard. Before their marriage, she had already been pregnant with Marcus, and the son he gave up all for was not actually his. Judy had been secretly seeing Fred while Martin was distracted by his obsession with having a son. After much persuasion from Fred, she married Martin, and with her deception, she manipulated him into abandoning his wife and daughters. The truth now came to light, leaving Martin with nothing but anger, regret, and sorrow. In a confrontation with Fred, Martin learned that Judy was actually a mistress Fred impregnated and wanted to dump because he could not lose his family because of Judy. At that same time, Martin complained about his inability to have a son. Fred, who had encouraged him to marry a younger woman, used Martin's predicament as opportunity to push his pregnant mistress Judy, who was desperate for marriage as a result of her pregnancy, to Martin, who needed a son desperately. Fred pushed Martin to abandon his family, telling him that Judy was younger, who could bear him a son. Fred had painted a picture of a life with a male child, all while disregarding the family Martin already had. Martin was filled with rage, disbelief, and regret. He had lost everything. His family, his love, and his happiness, all for a lie. The weight of his actions hit him hard. He had mistreated the woman who had supported him for so many years. He had abandoned his daughters, who had only wanted his love. Now, as he faced the truth, Martin was left with nothing but regret. Sarah had moved on. Her daughter's success had become her strength. She had been favored by both man and God, and her life was a testament to the power of love and sacrifice. Martin, now alone and filled with regret, could only watch from a distance as Sarah's life continued to flourish. Moral lessons. Female children are just as important as male children. The most important thing is to love and care for them, providing them with the right training and guidance to help them grow into successful individuals. A child's sex does not determine their worth or the success of a family. Instead of allowing the issue of a male child to bring division, families can explore modern methods such as pre-implantation, genetic testing, PGT, or in vitro fertilization, IVF, to choose the sex of a baby if it's truly desired. It is crucial to cherish and love all children equally, as it is not the sex of the child that defines the future of a family. Sometimes one daughter can achieve more and contribute more than many sons combined. Families should remember that love, support, and education are what truly shape successful lives, not the gender of their children. Thank you for watching. Share your thoughts in the comments. What lessons did you learn? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories. See you in the next one.